forgetful person, and because of that, I actually built an application, a to-do list application that will help me remember to do things. And I also wanted to give people the ability to give me tasks so I don't forget them. And I made this application public, and I see that I actually have a task. So I'm gonna click on it. Guys, I've been hacked. So in this demo, you're gonna see how you're able to actually prevent this before it even happens. Snyk is a security tool for developers by developers, and it's easily integrated into the developer's workflow. This starts with the IDE, it integrates into your SCM and into the pipeline eventually. So this is our UI. You can easily integrate into any of the source control managers here. I'm gonna choose GitHub. Once I click on it, I have full visibility of all the repositories. I'm gonna choose my Node.js application, which is my to-do app, and I actually wanna fix a specific issue. So I'm gonna add the selected repository and scan it. And once I do this, I can see over here that once I finish scanning, I have my open source project. So those dependencies, I can fix them. I have a static code analysis. I have a Docker file that we stand, and I have my deployment files, the YAML files, that I can find any misconfigurations for them as well. So I'm gonna start with my open source project. And I can see here that I have 82 issues, 81 being vulnerabilities, so open source vulnerabilities that are coming from open source packages, and 1 license issue. I can see, so as a developer, how can I know which one I should fix first? I can actually see the priority score, and this priority score is composed of the maturity of the exploit, if the issue actually has a fix, and the CVSS score, which is a common vulnerability scoring system, which is industry standards. We also have a fix this vulnerability button that's actually gonna create a pull request for you. So if I click on it, it's gonna create a pull request, and it's going to look something like this. This is actually the issue from the project I saw. My issue from Marked, the open source Marked, is giving me a cross-site scripting issue, which is what we saw before. In addition to this pull request, the fact that we're fixing this issue, we also are testing for new vulnerabilities that are added into your repo. So if you add a new vulnerability, this test is actually going to fail, and then you'll know a new vulnerability is being added. So we kind of want to start from a static place where we have vulnerabilities in our repository and we want to fix. We don't want to add anything else. In addition, we look for license compliance to make sure that you're not adding any non-commercial friendly issues into your repo. And lastly, static code analysis. So for example, a developer is creating a new function, it's gonna add an SQL injection, this is actually gonna fail the PR. So going back to my projects, I also have my static code analysis, which I can look at the custom code and see those issues. Over here, I have hard-coded secret. Again, we have the priority score to help developers figure out what to fix first. I can see the data flow from the source all the way to the sink of this issue. And in addition, not all developers are security experts, so you can actually get an idea of best practices for prevention and open source remediation inspiration of people who had this specific issue and how they fixed it. So the developer's home is actually the IDE. And you can go to the IDE and check out any remediation advices for your open source projects. And in addition, find any static analysis issues, security code issues. It will actually take you to the place in the file this issue is found. And it's gonna give you those remediation inspirations found in open source here as well. Now we have our code, we want to bundle it up into a container, but before that we want to check the base image. So Snyk can scan the Docker file, and we see over here that my current image has almost 1,000 vulnerabilities. And if I actually upgrade it with a major upgrade, I can cut those in half. And if I choose any alternative upgrades, I can lower it to even 37, where the majority of them are low. I can open a fixed PR, and this is going to do what we saw similarly before. This is what you're gonna see similarly before. It's gonna create a pull request and it's gonna change that base image for you. Again, we have the same UI format. We have the severity score. We can see where the issue is actually introduced and where it is fixed in. So now we have the container and we want to deploy it. We're going to use infrastructure as code. I'm going to look at my YAML files and see any misconfigurations for those. I can just click on the issue. The issue is going to open up and I can see the impact, what the issue is, its impact, and how this issue can actually be resolved. So this is all the issues through the software developer lifecycle. If I want to go and have a more higher up view, I can look at our reports and see all the issues in my project, including the security issues, the license issues, and over here I can see them in priority score. Once it loads, over here we see we have one issue with a super high priority score and it's found in 4 projects. So I can go to those projects and figure out where that issue is and fix it. In addition, we have a dependency tab, which shows us all the dependencies in all of our project, even if they're not vulnerable, just so you can see specifically what their version is and what's the latest version. For example, over here, I can see that I can upgrade this version. And lastly, we have license. We have a license tab that will tell us all the license you have in your projects. So if they're permissive license or if they're, for example, copyleft that are less commercial friendly. So if you have any more questions, you can find us in our booth over there, and feel free to contact me after. Thank you.